welcome for the first time any media has really been inside the new pavilions here at Alliant Energy Center. So what we've entered right now is the front of the buildings. You're in what's called the Prefunction area right now. This is a two-storied area. This is a climate-controlled area. This will really be used more for probably banquets, receptions, networking, really whatever the show wants to use it for. That far corner over there, New Holland Agriculture and Construction has purchased naming rights to these buildings, so they'll have a product display area. They're going to bring a tractor, a combine, or whatever they feel is appropriate for the event. We have a lot of history at Alliant Energy Center and some of the events. So you can see underneath those three glass windows there's some brick that's underneath the plastic right now. That is the original brick from the original barns, from barn 1, 2, and 3, which is actually right about where you're standing right now is where the front of the old barns were. So we kept a little bit of the history here by moving some of the brick from the old buildings, and then there'll be a leaner rail there. And we've also took some of the original stalls that were in the original barns, and that will be the rail over on that part of the facility right there. Again, a very open area. We have one opening here, and on the other side of this closet there's 3 more openings. These will actually be glass garage doors with a rail in front of them, so you can actually open the garage doors up and have full access to the lower level when there's an event going on. If you want to close the doors because this is air conditioned, you can still have glass doors to look through, so you always be able to see what's going on down in the 90,000 square foot area if you're having our banquet or reception up here. This column post that way, there's 120 feet of what's called clear span. So there's no columns over there. Here you've got a column every 60 feet. So that was really designed so we could put the riding arenas, the show rings inside this building, so you would not have to leave this building if you so choose not to. So in this building here, we could put 1 riding arena in here and about 400 box stalls. We'll go into number 2 next. We could put actually 2 full riding arenas and probably 800 box stalls. So welcome to the big brother compared to the little brother across the driveway. This building right now is what's called Pavilion number 2. This building is 200,000 square feet, so it's over twice the size of the building in front of us. So some of the neat features of what we're doing inside this building is this is all a positive pressure facility. Both buildings are, and what that means is we're bringing in the outside air. We're not at the mercy of just opening up the garage doors and hoping the air is in the right direction and that kind of stuff. So you see right up above you have all these round ductwork. That's a huge plenum up there. So there's 54 intake fans between the buildings. So it'll bring all the air from the outside in, and we'll get dispersed across the building in big ducts. And about halfway down, you can see, we'll head down there, but up in the ceiling is great big fabric ducts, and that takes the air and distributes it evenly across all the buildings. So no matter if you're housed here or on the outside edge, the amount of air flowing over your animals, over the people, should be equal throughout the whole building. And this is one of the things that's going to make this livestock facility a little more unique than most other ones in the country. There aren't too many that go with a positive pressure ventilation, but of course there, we're going to free up probably 500 new stalls, because the other thing that we've just done is one of the issues we always had here before is I was never comfortable with the way we were able to store manure and the fact that a lot of cattle have to be washed outside. So we put a 25-foot overhang on both sides, and right behind you there is an example of one of the manure bunks that we have here. They're all underneath cover, and my guys can come in with the end loaders and forklifts, end loaders and skid steers, and take it right out of here and remove it from the campus.
New Holland skid steers?
Absolutely. This prime broom finish, we actually groove this. This will be a lot, this will have more moisture, this will be wet. And this is an area where an animal is going to be tied up here, and the hose bibs will be here. We go to turn them. You always want to make sure you got something decent for those animals to get those 12 hooves on. So we went a little more aggressive right here in the wash racks. Parlor here. Again, Bowmatic's going to be supplying all the equipment inside the parlor. A couple big differences between this and the old one we used to have. This is going to be essentially a double 12, or we can milk 24 animals at a time. The old one was a double 9, only milk 18 at a time, so it's a larger capacity. We need true separation between the three areas right now, so it's going to make a much more enjoyable experience if you're milking in there. But also we have windows here, windows on the other side. We want to make sure the public can see how these animals are being milked. So much more consumer friendly the way this is designed.
They are flexible enough to open it up for a lot of other shows that come here during the other 360 days of the year, and we need that to make it economically viable. And that was the balance that we were faced with, is how do we keep rural dairy, but how do we make an investment that we can also use in other circumstances?